natural. We're native people of the land, so why shouldn't we adapt to it? All the changes, like whether the ocean's rising or the weather's getting hotter and hotter, but we'll be still here. We was there back then, and we're still here today.
A simple description of what a coastal management program is it's a document that councils prepare, and it outlines their overarching intention for how they're going to manage the coast over the next 10 years. It looks at all the aspects of that coastal area that are valued, so everything from built assets to natural environments to important cultural values, and it then has a look, well, what are the threats to these values? And that includes everything from coastal hazards like coastal erosion, and also water pollution and population growth, for example.
You hold up 8 fingers and each one represents 10,000 years. That's how long Aboriginal people have been looking after this land and doing a mighty fine job at it.
Coastal management plan means a lot to the Mogo Aboriginal community because it's protection, I see. Council and fisheries and marine parks, we all need to be a part of the protection of our historical middens, the culture and heritage stories, the elders, the community, because we're the custodians of this land and we need to protect it.
With the rising sea and the population growth, there's development that's destroying a lot of our sites. We don't get consulted a lot about, where they're putting all these things, so we're custodians. We have to look after those places. And we don't want to fail in our job.
That's our life. The water, the ocean and the lake, that's what nurtured us for tens and thousands of years, I suppose. Even before the ocean rose up, we got stories of when the ocean was right out where the shelf is now. And you got to think about the thousands of years before Captain Cook sailed up the coast, and then at 200 years, 250 years actually, in between that till now. And what was taught by our elders and was passed down so that we can pass that on.
What happens here on land, it affects us, our food source, our culture, our way of life. So it's important for them to put their coastal plan management onto us. I'd support it, but they need to understand that there's a culture plan that needs to probably sit on top of that. To me, looking out here, it's really significant. I know a whole heap of stories about that point just there, and that fish trap just there, and that little island out the front. And it's over 12,000 years old. And you can see and you can understand why people still come here. Imagine how many people came to this place before the impact of colonisation. But every year the sand moves and it goes over the reefs and everything dies. Abalone hates sand, they hate fresh water, and they sit right up, whatever rocks stick out of the water. So we go out in the low tide and you just pick them up. And then after that sand goes, 6 to 8 weeks, the weed's back to normal again. That's our science. We know that, We know that sand's not it's only going to do a temporary thing. It's like it's cleansing it.
So I guess what councils are trying to achieve with their coastal management program is really balanced management of the coast, from economic values to natural environment and cultural values, and they're trying to manage these into the future. And it's our responsibility, as well as everyone else involved in coastal management, to make sure that we provide a culturally safe way for Aboriginal people to be involved, and where appropriate for us to apply their cultural values and knowledge to the preparation of coastal management programs.
People don't recognise the knowledge that is still here. They started to recognise once all the bushfires and things happened, but there's so much more knowledge out there with Aboriginal people on preservation, on conservation. We wouldn't still be here if we didn't know how to do that properly.